Welcome back. Today we're going to be comparing decimals using greater than, less than, equal to. When I compare decimals, I have to make sure I have the same amount of decimals on each side. So I have tenths, hundredths, thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. I am good to go on being able to compare them. Now, the next thing I need to do is go place by place until I find where they're not equal so I can see where to compare. So I'm going to look at my tenths. I'm going to look at my ones place first. 3 and 3. Are they equal? Yes. So then go to your tenths place. 6, 6. Do they match? Yeah. Hundredths, 9, 9. Do those match? Yeah. So I have to come all the way down to the thousandths position. 2 or 7. Which one is greater? Right, the 7. Chomp. Okay, same thing. I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 behind the decimal, so I don't need to put any placeholders. Look at your ones position. 7, 7. Are they equal? 2, 2. Are my tenths equal to each other? Yeah. 1, 0. Do my hundredths equal each other? No, they don't. Which one is greater? You're right. 7 and 216 thousandths is greater than 7 and 203 thousandths. Very good. All right, now we're going to look at how to order decimals from least to greatest and from greatest to least. We're going to look at both ways. When I start trying to order them from least to greatest, I'm going to write them out. So I have 5.540, 5 and 540 thousandths. I have 5 and 631 thousandths. 5 and 625 thousandths. Now, the same thing goes as I was comparing. I have to go until my numbers don't match. So this says I'm going from least to greatest. So I'm going to go from the smallest to the biggest decimal place. So let's look. Look at your ones first. 5, 5, 5. Do those match? Yeah, they do. So I have to come all the way over to the tenths position. 5, 6, 6. Do those match? No, they don't, do they? Which one is the smallest, the least number? Right, 5. So I can say 5 and 540 thousandths is the least. I can mark that off my list. Now, let's find the next one. So I know my tenths place match. Scoot over to the hundredths position. 3 hundredths, 2 hundredths. Which one is smaller? Which one is least between the two? Right, 2 hundredths. So I can say 5 and 625 hundredths is the next. And what is my last? 500 and 631 thousandths would be my last. Very good. I can't trick you. You're too smart. Now, let's flip the script. Let's go from greatest to least. So I'm going to come over here where I have just a little bit more extra space, and I'm going to work on number 5. So first, I'm going to write all my numbers. 675 thousandths, 1 and 529 thousandths, 1 and 35 hundredths. We'll talk about that in a second. 0 and 693 thousandths. Now, what is one thing you notice about all these decimal points? I hope you said all of them have 3 places behind the decimal but 1. What do you think I need to do to the one that doesn't have 3 places? Right. Put a placeholder. That way, my brain sees it. Now, let's go from greatest to least. The biggest number to the smallest number. Are we ready? As always, start at your ones place. 0, 1, 1, 0. Ooh. Do you see, too, that I might need to look at it a little bit more closely? Yeah, the ones that start with 1 because they're the biggest. They're already a whole. So, move over to your tenths. 5, 3. Which tenth is bigger? Which one is greater? Yeah. 1 and 529 thousandths. Okay? I'll mark that off my list. What's the next biggest number? Yes. 1 and 350 thousandths. Mark it off. All right. Now I need to go back and look again. I know the zeros are going to match. So move over to your tenths place. 6 and 6. Do they match? Yes. Move over to your hundredths position. 9, 7. Do those match? No. Which one is bigger? The 9 or the 7? Right, the 9. So 693 thousandths is the next biggest. So what is my least? What is the smallest number? Right, 675 thousandths. And that is really all there is to this skill. You've got this. Let's do 2 more to practice. I'm going to do one where I'm comparing, and I'm going to look at number 7. And then I have one where I'm ordering. I'm going to look at number 10. You ready? You've got this. Number 7. Just like place value, I start with my, ones. Do they match? Scoot it on over to the next position, to the tenths. Do they match? Which one? You're right. 7 is greater than 3, so 5 and 733 thousandths is greater than 5 and 693 thousandths. Good job. Now, on number 10, let's order them from greatest to least. So, as always, I like to line mine up. I like to stack them just because it helps my brain to see it a little bit easier when I'm looking for those places. Because now I can go through and compare each place versus having to hunt it down out of a list. So, I have 435 and, that's the and, 566 thousandths, 436 and 565 thousandths, 435 and 665 thousandths. Which one is greatest? Which one is the biggest number? Well, I need to look, don't I? So let's look at my places. In the hundreds place, are they all the same? Yes. So move over to the tens. Are they all the same? Yes. Move over to what place? Yeah, the ones. Which one is biggest? 5, 6, or 5? Yes. So I'm going to say 436 and 565 thousandths is greatest. Okay, I know 5 and 5 match, so let's keep going. Move over to the tenths position. One place past the decimal. 5, 6. Which one comes next? Which one is the next biggest, the next greatest? Yes. 435 and 665 thousandths would come next. You are correct. So it's my least number, the smallest number. You're right. 435 and 566 thousandths. And I can cross that off my list. I hope this has helped, and I'll see you guys again real soon.